I think
Uh,
this was really, really close, I think.
I think you need
He
to
actually
defend
used a
here.
reasonable size 4x without with a half anti. I thought it was really close. I think defending's fine, yeah.
Only thing is like if you have like blocking something that you want him to have if he chooses like 10x or 9x blockers because like you're probably opening about like how wide would you say you open here? 40?
Yeah,
So if you open
probably. Maybe a bit less. Maybe a bit less actually.
okay, I think it's
Maybe,
around
yeah, 40 is probably about right. It's a bit more than, yeah, okay.
so it's like 35 40 and he's 3 betting.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be more because you are in position. You need to find defense about like 15% of your range. Around there, it has to be around there, about like 40 to 45%.
Yeah.
You need to defend, so you get to fold 55 to 60%. So then nine suited, I do think it's going to be in there. Like unless there is some blocker thing happening with these two ranges, I kind of think
Yeah.
it will have to be in. But that one thing to say. I do think Jack 10 suited, 10 9 suited, and 9 8 suited. Often in the solver world, you will see like it might fault this one. It just hates this combo. But I do think like logically speaking and like how you need to think, I do think this is just you overfolding most likely.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I did run the sim on that one. Oh, my friend ran the sim on this one. It was you're pretty close to spot on with all your thoughts. It's like literally a mix call and fold. It's very, very close.
But you're defending like 6 7 suited, 9 8 suited probably.
Yeah, so 6 7 suited, I'm happy, and also like king 8, like the king 8 suited and stuff is what I'm finding the defense too. And obviously, like I'm gonna jam a lot as well.
But I do think against human it does make sense to actually call this more than in solver. Because like human is going to choose a bluff with like king 6, king 5, king 3, like on the smaller end rather than this. So it does make
it's also really important to acknowledge that like if you're playing a lower stakes tournament for people that are watching, if they go like 6.5 BB, folding's like a pretty big error. But like 8 BB is where he's driving me to indifference with this class, which is like
exactly.
idea. Yeah. It's a very sizing sensitive spot for sure.
Yeah, even if he goes 7 big blinds, I think it's probably going to be.
Oh yeah, trivia. I would trivia.
Actually, I think even against 8
I was indifferent. I was against 8 with the half ends. Yeah. I think defending with 10-9 suited was probably making a small amount of money, but it's very on the line for sure.
Do you think he's going to
check? Seems good. Sorry, go ahead.
So, I think this is more important on lower stakes, not over here. But do you think once you check the turn, he's going to stack off enough by double barreling or even finding bluffs here? Because like on the smaller stakes,
I mean, at the smaller stakes, no. So it's probably more imperative you bet. But at the higher stakes, I think it's an important check. It's like one of those. It's very villain dependent.
Because as soon as imposition player does not find bluffs here, you are not supposed to be ever checking this. And
absolutely.
And in general, I also think it would be very board check if he had 30 big blinds and this guy had 20, because he would be more likely to bot control. Even like I kind of dislike it still, just because it's like very likely he's going to bot control here. And whenever he's going to bot control, it's disaster if you don't get paid with sevens, right? So I'm more leaning towards like you want to bet, because I also suspect like he might even check back some king x here. Maybe, probably not, but like maybe some king x is not going to put in all the chips here, and that would be a huge problem for your hand.
That would be a disaster, yeah, for sure.
So I think I kind of like to go for bet, but sure, it is one of those hands you kind of want. Okay, what's your thoughts on River?
His call check range should be very like suited ace dense and queen high dense that like didn't play stab when check through IP. Like his flop defense is gonna have lots of like 2 over 3 straights, but a lot of those that don't have the flush draw are gonna bet the turn. So on the river, he's gonna raise a lot against block, especially if he's pot control the king. He should still have a non-all-in raise. Any flush is gonna raise. I blocked the 7x. So I'm both targeting ace high, queen high, and also forcing him to play a raising strategy like significantly, because I can just have like a 5 or like a low 7 or something. Pocket 6s maybe, things like this.
So you're sizing down here. Your value comes from his bluffs, right? So whenever you think he's not going to fighting 2-bet bluffs, this size will lose you massively EV because you need to get value.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Obviously, against this guy, might happen, but like, this is something that's like, unless I really have like decent amount of risk.
You need this has to be this is a strategy that you need to really know your villain well. I think. Sure.
Yeah, and like I think a big problem in this spot, even in your spot, is you're playing for a 1.5 billion, right? Even your high stakes rig, it might still like get to some people like, yo, I'm not just like, I know I need to bluff here like ace 4 with ace of hearts. I'm just not going to do it, right?
Queen 10 offsuit with a queen of hearts.
Yeah, like I'm just not going to do it because it's so much money. I'm just gonna like let's play the next one. And this is kind of like I feel like you're probably just going to end up missing a little bit of value by sizing down.
Sure.
He did jump for value though. That's nice.
He. I mean, and the 10-8 suited shows a lot about the bet check strategy that I employed, right? Just because of the villain. Like, he's found the float, and like I think every other 10-8 suited bets a turn, right? Like, very often. But like he checks because he had the flush draw combo, so that's probably just worth pointing out.
So I do think because everybody is kind of like these players are close, I do think you're gonna have a decent amount of limps here. Your strategy should mainly be
I was running a limping strategy for sure. And this was just like whatever, I think.
Just check call, I guess. I think I like more check call. I don't mind the value bet though. Just very difficult.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like, do you think king high calls you? Like you kind of say you think king high calls. Always.
Yeah, I mean he should also. Always, I mean, like the thing is, a king high, he should also consider raising as well, right? So it's like you can do both things, which is like great.
I guess I don't mind it. Aces, huh?
Again, what do you think about flop here? I thought about check. I think it's close.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to be checking. Betting. Do you think you need to do both here?
Yeah, I just mixed the two. I was unsure with the combo.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about like maybe your combo likes to check actually more.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Kind of makes sense. Might be wrong though.
But I mean, he's supposed to defend any ace high, right, at the same time, so it's like it's one of those.
I don't think your bet size makes sense here. Just size up.
Yeah, sure. I could, like 2/3, because even an 8 can go 2/3, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just does make really sense. Like,
yeah, I should have got a side a bit bigger. Yeah, I
agree. Small thing though.
Queen 6 suited. What do you think here?
I think he's like this type of spots tend to be like all the bottom layers like need to play quite tight. Even though you are covering them, I don't think you get because they are like by default. I think they are going to be capped to like open 35-ish here. Yeah, and because of that, his tight range is like you don't really get to go ahead and start calling here.
Yeah, I figured the same.
Yeah, and you have ace-x to go for 3 bets, right? So you don't really need to.
Or even just a suited king if I really wanted to go for one. Like
yes. But if I had to guess, could be non-zero if you want to mix it in here and there. I just think you're probably overdoing it if you start using it because, like, yeah,
absolutely, I agree for sure. I know it's like 90, 30, 30. So, now he's down to 20 actually, right?
So
what do you think generally?
I'm actually not sure you're gonna have a jamming range here. The risk.
Remember, this is like incredibly flat for what it's worth. This is 900 to 1.2 to 1.5, which is like kind of sick. Sickening for these guys actually.
It's just like the three-way that ICM does change. But like they do have this guy should have quite a high risk premium because of this guy either way. So it's not that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure in game whether I should play the jam or not, but I went for it. But yeah, I wasn't 100%.
Let me see.
Obviously, if it was a more top-heavy payout structure, I wouldn't be playing jams. But the flatness is like pretty disgusting, right?
So this is a little different. This is big blind 30 and other guy 40, so a little bit deeper, but like no jams over here.
No jams at that point. Yeah.
But it is like. I do think like this is like this 3-handed play. Just do change a little bit here and there.